the thought that we want AI to replace humans. We want AI to be a tool for humans. We want it to be that it makes us do our work better. Now, fortunately, there's a whole industry where AI companies are recognizing this. How many of you use YouTube and you've seen the YouTube commercials or the YouTube ads about Cursive? Has anybody seen those ads? Yes. And now you're seeing a lot of them out there. AI, you can make your workflow better. What is the call? 50 minutes a day, 28 days, and you'll be able to do this and do that, right? So that goes to show you that even in the AI space, people are mindful of the fact that we need to be investing in human beings, and that the AI is a tool. So what this means is that we must make sure that no one is left behind. This is an aspect of SDG 8. We need to make sure that that the technology that we use, make sure that there is human inclusivity and human dignity. So we want the technology, but we also want to focus on our human resources. The other aspect is that we talk about skills. We need to find ways to make sure that we are upskilling our workers in the digital space. And we need companies to make those investments. Now, there was a project that was done. It was a study that was done in India. They looked at 20 years of companies who have been undergoing digital transformation. And what they found from the study provided some lessons. One, they found that the investment in ICT actually had increased productivity, labor productivity significantly. The other thing they found was that the productivity differed across different companies. So it means that not all the companies were productively the same. What that tells us is that there are some companies that invested significantly, not just in the HR technology, but also in the organizational culture. They also invested not just in the use of it, but also in improving. So for example, they use AI to help identify skill gaps. They use AI to also help identify ways of improving workflow. They also identified ways in making companies more sustainable, recognizing the impact they're making on environment, and also other areas of the SDGs. So one of the lessons we take from this is that when we scale, we are not looking at just scaling technology, we're looking at scaling impact. So at the Global Compact, our concerns when it comes to labor is human dignity, inclusion, and decent work and economic growth, because we believe that when you improve the human condition, when you improve human lives, that is when the company itself will thrive. One of the key takeaways that I've had when looking at all the presentations, we had a presentation from the Passport Office, from DVLA, and so forth. What I noticed was that at the heart of all these institutions was the focus on making life better for the citizen, making the process and services for the citizens better. And so when it comes to the companies of the Global Compact, we are looking at how we can impact labor, how we can impact the environment, how we can impact human rights. And we do that by focusing our efforts to ensure that what we do makes that sustainable impact. So going forward, I look forward to hearing more from the other speakers as we learn more about how we can make sustainable impact in the labor space and how we use technology the right way to ensure that this is adopted and pushed forward. I thank you for your attention. Thank you, Toby.
Thank you so much, Tolu. Thank you so much. That was incredible. And now, as part of the National ICT Week, our host, NITA, that is the National Information and Technology Agency, have been so kind to spare the time of their Deputy Director General in the person of Anthony Owusu-Ansah. Mr. Anthony Owusu-Ansah, thank you so much for being here, and thank you to your organization for hosting this beautiful program. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I like your energy. All right. Thank you very much, MC. I am excited to be here, and when I hear talks about AI, I get excited. But today permits me to read a little speech that I've written on behalf of the agency, and I start by saying that good afternoon to you, distinguished guests, colleagues in human resource management, technology professionals, members of the HR committee, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to extend warm greetings and goodwill from the National Information Technology Agency to all the participants of the HR Tech Playground. Let me first commend the organizers for creating this platform for HR professionals and industry players to come together, exchange ideas, and reflect on how technology is changing the way we manage people and organizations. Our partner, HR Focus, which is Lene's HR platform for advancing human resource conversation in Ghana, conceived the HR Tech Playground to respond to a clear gap: the accelerating pace of technology adoption in the workplace and the readiness of HR practitioners, employees, and job seekers to harness it. The playground was designed as an interactive hand-on space, part conference, part exhibition, part career fair, where technology providers, employers, and talent could meet, experiment, and build practical capacity together rather than simply discuss innovation from a distance. The motive behind the Tech Playground has always been practical rather than academic, to give HR practitioners and job seekers a tangible view of the tools reshaping recruitment, performance management, and workforce planning, and to give technology providers a direct line to the people who will ultimately adopt their solutions. Since its inception, it has grown into a much anticipated fixture on Ghana's HR calendar, bringing together thought leaders, innovators, and employers under one roof each year. This year's theme, AI-powered people operation, beyond automation to strategic impact, is both timely and important. Most importantly, it reflects NITE's vision of creating opportunity across Ghana's digital ecosystem. Artificial intelligence is no longer something we can afford to discuss at a distant possibility, as it's already changing the workplace around us. From recruitment, employment engagement to learning and development, performance management, and workforce analytics, AI is creating opportunities for HR professionals to work differently, completely different. But for me, the most important word in all this, in today's theme, is beyond. The key word here is beyond. And talks about the real value of AI in HR. Now, the real value of AI in HR is not simply about automating tasks and doing things faster, as most of us perceive AI to do. It should be about helping us make better decisions, understand our people better, anticipate workforce needs, and also create a workplace where employees can perform and thrive. As HR professionals, we must therefore ask ourselves some important questions. Are we using technology simply because it is available or because it is solving a real organizational problem? Are we collecting employee data simply to produce reports, or we are using the data to understand trends and make better decisions? And perhaps, most importantly, as we introduce AI into our workplaces, are we keeping people at the center of the conversation? Technology can analyze data. It can identify patterns and it can support decision making. But organizations are still built by its people. Leadership, empathy, trust, judgment, creativity, and human connection cannot be reduced to algorithm. And this is particularly important for HR. The HR professional of the future cannot remain focused on only process and administration. We must increasingly become strategic partners who understand both the people and the technology. Professionals who can use data and digital tools while still understand the human realities behind these numbers. As NITA looks ahead to deepen its engagement with industry and key stakeholders, we value this partnership as an important example of what sustained public-private collaboration can achieve. We look forward to building this relationship and creating even more greater opportunities to advance Ghana's digital ecosystem in the years ahead. May the discussions today spark new ideas, meaningful partnerships, and practical solutions that will help shape the future of Ghana, the future of work in Ghana. Thank you and welcome to the HR Playground. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. And something that I took away was understanding people and understanding tech, right? As HR professionals, we are in the business of working with people, so we might as well learn how to do it with tech as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the time is 12:15 p.m. We are going to take a short recess for a coffee break. It is exactly 15 minutes. That means by 12:30 p.m. we should all be seated. Not 12:30 we're coming in, 12:30 we're all seated for the very next session, which I believe we're all looking forward to, the first panel discussion. And so, we would like to just all rise, right? Take a stretch, meet somebody new, ask somebody's name, feel free to network. We'll be back in this room at exactly 12:30 p.m. so that we can start the panel discussion. Enjoy your coffee break and be sure to get the name of one person or the other. Thank you so much.